All
More
right,
than
y'all.
just muscles.
Welcome back to More Than Just Muscles. Your favorite, hopefully you could hear that, your favorite podcast hosts.
Now, yeah, you were kind of low, but you're good.
I probably was. It's all good. Technical difficulties.
It's okay. We
But
ain't perfect here. Cheers. You
you're
like my
supposed
mug?
to you're supposed to start it off with me, bro. Yeah.
It's the
You
best
went
mug
you
you ever
actually
had.
watched that movie, right?
Huh?
You got it watching that movie, right?
No, actually, I got it off the
Oh.
internet.
Oh.
Dude, I didn't see actually anything of the like no popcorn bucket or no mug at the movie theater. I was looking for it, but I didn't see anything, so I'm like, oh well, whatever. But then I started looking at it on the internet, and I found that one. Apparently, it's from Universal, so they do have some shit.
There you go. Yeah,
Dude,
there
it's
you go.
fucking fire.
I want to go to I can't believe I don't do anything, but I live here in Florida. And it's like an hour and a half from Universal. I want to go because they have like a bunch of new stuff. They got like a bunch of Harry Potter stuff, and the Mario World one looks crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's on
but I don't.
Universal, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just I don't do crowded spaces like that
Quite
very
usually,
well. Even then, dude, it's
of course, it's still gonna be
yeah.
crowded to some extent, but it's much better during the week and during school
Yeah.
than on the weekend. So that's what I usually used to do when I go,
Oh, do
bro.
you go a lot?
No, I haven't gone in forever. Yeah, we were supposed to go with my mom when she came on 2023. No, 2024. But we just didn't go because for her with the US dollar to the Argentinian peso exchange, that
Oh
was way
yeah,
too
it's too
much.
way too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
that's
wasn't doing that good to be able to afford or help her. So we just ended up like going to Vegas, to Paris. That's the best
yeah.
restaurant ever. Um, but no, what I was gonna say, like when I used to come here and visit before I actually moved, my dad used to take me to at least one theme park
hmm
every visit, and each time we went, we would go on a weekday, so then there's less people. But there was one time that we went to what it's called here California Adventure, which is right across from Disney, which is pretty much the same characters, the same movie things, anything, but more like roller coaster and more of those kind
That
of things.
sounds like my speed.
Yeah. So on the most popular roller coaster, we went up 7 times back to back
Did you have like
because
the
there
fast
was no
pass?
one. No,
Oh,
there
there was
was no
nobody there.
one.
That's always nice, dude.
Dude,
That's nice.
it was the best thing. I would still remember, like, we used to get off, run because I was still
Yeah,
young,
and get right
and
back to
then
it.
get back on until, like, the very next car. That was fucking
He said
hilarious.
because I was so young, dude.
Yeah.
I was just talking to one of my buddies earlier today about that, and he was like, because we used to play basketball together and stuff like that, whatever. And he posted a video of him playing, and I was like, never gonna be doing that again or whatever. And he was just like, couldn't. He's like, there's no way like you'll never play basketball again. I'm like, dude, that's one of the only negative trade offs I would say for bodybuilding. And you can argue that you can put off, your extremely decreased athleticism, for a while, but like at a certain point, dude, there's no amount of like stretching and all that kind of stuff that you can do to ever be like that again. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I watch kids play like back to back to back AAU basketball games, and I'm like, there's just no way. Like if I had to find one major like negative that affects me every day because of bodybuilding, like that's really the only thing. And for a lot of guys, like that's not something they're willing to give up. You know what I mean? Like being agile.
Yeah. Now, and you gotta consider, like, you're even not that muscular yet.
I
Like,
know.
you're
That's what I
still a
told him.
big dude anyway, like 250 pounds. But imagine people on the open, like 270,
That's what I told
280.
him. Yeah,
You
dude, I
can
can't.
pull off maybe like a game, but I would even say, and I mean, no, I mean like a game, like 10, 15 minutes, something like that. And that's
Maybe
if you do
pig,
cardio.
horse or pig. I could do that.
I don't even know basketball games, but I'm just saying, like the ones that you see in the gym,
Yeah,
probably.
dude.
But
Yeah,
besides that, you're absolutely gassed. You're out of breath, and you just can't move. And not to even mention, you're probably more prone to any sort of
injury.
strain, tear. Yeah,
That's
just
a
because
big
of
reason
those
why I don't do that
random
stuff.
movements of from not being agile that you have to go,
Hmm.
that you have to get in those sports. Yeah, you're definitely more prone to that.
Yeah, that's why I don't
A lot
do
of
any
people
of
don't
that,
do snowboard because of it.
dude.
Actually,
I
no, I take that back. They don't do it just because there's much more risk of injury, and of course, their mobility is reduced to be able to be fluent and just like flow on the board. But still, there's not too much agility, so that was not a good example.
I went snowboarding once, one time in my entire life. I was much smaller than I am now. This was years ago, and I didn't make it past the first 20 feet of the first hill.
Oh, I will still go snowboard. I
My
love
board
the
caught the
snow.
snow, flew me off, and that's the first
Ooh.
shoulder injury that I had. I was in a sling for like 8 months, dude.
Yeah, see, that's why bodybuilders usually don't snowboard. It's just too easy to
I
fucking
was
break.
an athlete at that point. I was in high school. Like that's what I'm saying. I did that then. I sure as fuck wouldn't do that now. The only kinds of like extreme things that I will do is like that I can't even do anymore now is like skydiving, bungee jump, like things that don't require me to like be like that. That's still
Yeah.
I like that adrenaline
Have
rush.
you
Like
been
I don't
skydiving?
understand. Hell yeah, multiple times. It's
Oh,
so fun, bro. I just
I,
I got to a point where the weight limit for I have found like a couple
you
places that
need two
are
parachutes for
240,
it. You need
but
to open
yeah.
both at the same time.
Well, because you got to think you're attached to somebody.
Mm,
So there's a weight limit. If it was just me, I'd be fine. But
yeah,
there's two people, so it's 240 pounds plus the 130,
it's
40
almost
pound
three
guy.
people.
That's yeah, dude. So it's just
Oof.
not. I would have to go through multiple classes and then a ton of jumps tandem with somebody just to be able to go by myself, and I can't do those jumps because I'm too heavy. So
Mm.
once I'm done bodybuilding, I'm gonna try to drop back down to like 230 flat so I can barely meet the cutoff because it is fun. It is fun.
That's something that I would like to do eventually. But one thing that I prefer, even though it gives me a shit ton of anxiety, is scuba diving.
Yeah. Have you ever
Beautiful.
done like real like deep sea scuba diving? Yeah, that would be fun.
Like I don't know how deep we were, but it was in
I mean,
Kauai,
deep
one
enough.
of my trips.
Yeah,
Yeah, we still had the tanks, so deep enough to have the
yeah,
tanks. And it was beautiful. But it was beautiful as long as you would keep staring at the coral and the reef and everything.
yeah.
Once you
Not
look
like
ahead
straight
and you
off into
see
the
the void, no, that's an anxiety right away,
yeah. Because like literally,
bro.
you can only see so far. A shark, a whale, something could come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You got no
you
idea.
don't know how
And
far you can see. Like that void could be no, probably not 10 feet, but like 50 feet forward, or it can be like 200 feet ahead. But you don't know. Like you don't
yeah,
fucking know what's out there. It's
no idea.
terrifying, dude. Kudos
Yeah,
to people who do that religiously and they actually go like open sea and scuba dive there. It's like
yeah.
fuck.
It's definitely something I could and would do. I have like a I don't know anything that gives me adrenaline like that. I'm down to do
It's good. It's
pretty
fun.
much. Yeah,
And like,
I
I
mean,
don't think you need a weight limit for that, so you're fine.
no,
The
no.
thing that I was running with, probably what I was running through was it was my first time using an oxygen tank. So
Mm-hmm.
of course, usually they tell you is like, yeah, the very first couple times you're gonna run on that shit very very fast, and so be it.
Because you're gonna use it too much. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the less calm you are, the more oxygen you breathe, even unconsciously. So then you go
yep,
through that tank faster. So that's why
yeah.
they
I didn't
tell
even
you
think of
just
that.
like relax.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It's easier to be scuba diving and do like, let's say, the box breathing, the
Yeah.
4 seconds all around, than it's that if you were like up like not scuba diving. I,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I'm like in words right now. But
That's how I've been all week, bro. That's how I've been all week.
yeah, going back to the snowboard, honestly, I would not do it just for the sake of not injuring. However,
Mm.
I have a friend, Bree. If you're looking at this, yeah, she had an ACL tear skiing, and I don't think she was doing any kind of tricks or anything. She was just like
Going,
cruising,
yeah,
like
normal.
skiing here in Bay Bear, and then I don't know if she did a little jump or something, but like nothing extreme or anything, and done.
Yeah, yeah. That's. we have to find so many different ways to like be active and like things that we can do. I find myself sitting in the house way too much, dude. Like way too much.
Do you have a
Just like
walking
between
pad?
work and yeah, but that's not the same,
Yeah.
I need to like go out. I mean, having the dog helps, but like, I mean,
It's
I'll
a
go out and
hustle
do a
for
walk in the
bodybuilders.
morning, but like, yeah, I mean, it just sucks because it's all day long, every day. Like I was just thinking today, I was going down to cook my chicken at the
Hmm.
at the grill, and I was like, dude, I love bodybuilding, but I can't wait to not have like my life not revolve around eating. And it's not the eating that's the problem. It's the stress you get when not you, you're like robotic like I want to become. So even though like I hit my shit, in a normal circumstance, but like I get pissed off or anxiety or whatever if I miss something. You know what I mean? It's like you have so many things to do every hour on the hour. It's like if you miss something, it's like I'm in this place where in like this mindset with bodybuilding, it's like you miss one little thing. It's like not forget the rest of the day, but like I missed that one thing. I like everything's gonna fall apart because I fucking didn't take these subs one day. You know what I mean? So I have
Yeah.
like that in my head all the time. So once
I
that's
used to be like
over, it'll
that,
be
but
nice.
then Dom helped me out so much that actually started like working to it, and I started like staying accountable on these things, even like when eating out and not overeating or stress about things out of my control, stuff like that. And the very first time that I can recall that something like that happened and I was able to manage it the best I ever did was on when I went to nationals on Texas to shadow Justin with Regan. We were looking at the female competitors for Faith and everyone, and we were in the morning, and we thought we were gonna be like done at like I don't know noon, and then we're able to leave and then come back around like 2, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll probably just bring this food with me since I'm gonna be able to come back to a hotel. Bullshit. That woman's prejudging lasted until like 2:30, and then immediately like we had to go
Yeah,
back to see Regan and then go back to the to finals pretty much. Um, and bro, I did not have a food,
yeah.
so I was like I needed to eat at like let's say 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. go by 2 p.m. I'm like, oh well, what am I gonna do? Just like stress about it on a weekend that I came here for this and to be people. So then
Yeah.
we ended up ordering sweet greens, and I
That place
just
is so
it's
good,
good.
dude. It's
Fuck.
so good. I
First
wish I
thing we
had
did
one
when we
here.
got to Austin's.
And then we went again.
Yeah. But no, we ordered sweet greens. I ordered whatever was similar to the meal that I had to eat, and that's it. I ended up eating, I think, 2.5 hours later than I should have, that I was supposed to. But I mean, it was okay. It's like, oh well, boo-hoo, I'm still in the off season. It's not like I'm starting on prep or I have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
show coming up in a few weeks. I'm still in off
See,
season. I missed a meal. Oh, boo-hoo, whatever. Drink some coffee, curb your hunger, and you'll eat whenever. That's it.
vacations are the one thing, or like going out of town or whatever. That's the one area where I've never. That doesn't bother me because, and even then, like I'm more inclined to not really worry about hitting my meal plan exactly. More like you said, like you got Sweetgreen, you got something very similar to what your meal would have been anyways. I'll do that way more than I'll worry about nailing my meal plan like exactly
Yeah.
to the T. That would stress me out. And I know like okay, if I'm going out of town for a week, I know for a fact this is going to be a scenario where I can't necessarily be 100% perfect, especially if it's not necessarily a trip like we've taken to Austin a couple times where it's like that's a whole lot easier to stay on plan because we're not on vacation. You know what I mean? But if I'm going out or I go to like, well, now I live here, but if I were to go to like Florida or something like that, like I know things aren't going to be perfect. So that kind of, I get that time to process that and just like think about, okay, what do I want to do? And then I'll make sure I still have, sufficient calories and don't go crazy on whatever. But it's the times where I know I 100% could have done what I needed to do, but I just didn't do it based on like if I'm home, based on like poor timing or whatever. Like there's a lot of times, and this is something that I've had to really need to put stops on, but like I'll get so into whatever I'm doing work wise, whatever that is, and it'll blow past the time I'm supposed to eat, and then it's like
Yeah.
an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and then I got the choice to cram and hate myself afterwards because my stomach's gonna hurt, or miss. Those are the times that like I'm because I'm just pissed at myself. You know what I mean?
What
So
about putting two meals together? No, have you done
I
that?
hate doing that, dude. Hate it. My my meals are huge, bro. Like I don't.
Yeah.
If I were to put two meals together, I'd be eating 700 something grams of rice. I'm not gonna do that. You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
yeah, I'm gonna mention just for the listeners because I have this happening with clients quite often where they just I mean, it happened to me today. I was supposed to start cooking rice because I ran out at like 8, so then I will be able
Hmm.
to eat at 9.
Yeah.
8:30 comes in because I have one of my newest clients check in, which was fucking amazing. And 8:30 comes in, I'm like, fuck, I don't even have rice. So then I cook it under later, whatever. But on those occasions when even on my peak bulk that I was running late, there's a couple options that I always consider, and then I pick whichever fits the best in that scenario. One of them is just putting meals together. But I would say this: let's say I need to eat meal number 3, and I'm kind of running tight. I will. I have 3 meals left, 3, 4, 5. I will split one of these in two, and then put half and half, or like depends on what amount of that in the other two. So let's say just to for the sakes of it, I have chicken rice, steak and rice, and eggs and oatmeal, whatever. I would probably put the rice from meal 4 on meal 3, and then the steak from that meal on meal 5. So then it makes sense, and I'm not overloading with carbs at the end of the day since I want to stay lighter on the carbs personally. And then it's more protein, it's more filling, but whatever. Just split and match, right?
Hmm.
Another option would be if I want to keep the order and not mix. Let's say I have again chicken and rice, whey protein and cream of rice, dude. There's really nothing that digests faster than that, and it will still
Yeah.
digest faster than actual rice.
Hmm.
And then of course whey protein compared to chicken, even better.
Yeah.
And then the last one, if I do need to cram, I would either put the two meals together as they are, or I would eat like that, just chicken rice, and then I would replace the heavier one for or the slower to digest for things that do digest fast. So then I can still put that meal down, reduce the volume. Like fuck, if I need to do honey and banana instead of rice, fuck it,
Hmm.
fructose, glucose. I don't give a fuck. I want to get the food in. I don't
Yeah.
care about what type of carbohydrate I'm gonna get. And then just do that so I can get them in. And then of course, if it was too much volume, get on a fucking walk.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah. That
probably
always helps.
mandatory. Yeah.
It always helps. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the skill that people really need to learn is the workaround stuff. Because the reason people don't stick to stuff is because they hit that point they don't know how to pivot. If you don't know how to pivot, you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Either don't
definitely a good
know
skill.
or are just like you said, like if you miss, you kind of go off completely or it pisses you off.
Hmm.
That kind of flexibility, I had to learn it and I had a hard time learning it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm like you said, I am more like a machine. I love it and I'm like always gonna be more prepared than not. But then again, I am not perfect. I'm still a fucking human being. So
Yeah.
there will be times that I will miss.
Hmm.
But now, am I gonna let that affect my day, piss me off, get me off my mind, and whatever it is, stress me out? Or am I gonna be like, oh well, boo hoo. What can I do to make the situation better? And for the next
Not
time,
do it
then
again.
I know. Exactly. Exactly. But
That's
now,
the only
for
thing that makes
example,
it better. Don't do
if
it
I
again.
ever go to a show again, I will bring probably my food with me just in case, even if I plan to be at the hotel what the time I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
That's the only like that's the
Bring your
solution, man.
frozen bags of chicken.
Hey, dude, honestly, come on. With every single tool there is today's days, traveling and staying on plan, it's so much fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like, if you
But
don't
that's
want to
what
stay on plan, that's because you don't want to, not because you couldn't.
yeah.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know about you, but like client wise, obviously I mean, if we're a bodybuilder on prep, we probably shouldn't be traveling if we can help it, like
I mean,
going on
it-
vacations and such.
no,
I
still, I mean, why would you?
nah nah. If we're
It
if we are that is poor planning. You're creating way more variables that could go wrong than you need to. Like it's a few months. You know what I mean? If we have to, then we have to. But if you can plan the trip outside of a prep, you want it. You at least I would think you want to do
okay.
that. Like you know what I mean?
Okay, now I got you, and I agree. But I will say this: let's say that you had an opportunity to go on a little getaway for like a weekend or like 5 days, something
I
like
do.
that.
I said hell no.
Well, but I mean, if you go to a place that is calm and it makes sense to stay, like you have a nice gym around, you have cardio machines, I would go. I would personally go because the stress relief
You're
that
also
comes from
very
that.
good at what you do when you go out of town and how
Yeah,
you do it.
I am very good. But
You
anyway,
know what I mean?
keeping my ego low, I would like going on vacation is by itself is going to lower your stress just by being a new environment, more calm environment, not out of the routine, whatever. So, for example, I think at the beginning of August, I'm going to be in Palm Springs for a week. I already know which gym I'm going to go. Fuck the
Yeah.
hotel workouts.
But you're
I'm
not going to be on prep though, right?
no. But I'm saying like
Yeah.
I treat everything like I'm on prep. I'm always going to prioritize making my meals and leaving it to
Of
random.
course. Of
So
course.
I make sure that the hotel has a kitchen and a fridge. I already know which gym I'm gonna be at, which looks fucking amazing. I'm talking like
Lucky you.
what the fuck is the name of the gym in Texas that we went to? Fuck.
House of Games?
Anyway, yeah, kind of like that. So it looks pretty good. I
Yeah.
called, do you have day passes? And they're like, yeah, we also have like weekly passes as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
beautiful, perfect, even better. So the only thing I'm gonna do at the hotel is probably cardio on those machines in the morning. Fuck the hotel gym, and then go to the actual gym on my during the day. Enjoy the pool whenever I can or whenever I want to. Work, bring my computer, whatever. But it's still gonna be good mentally because I'm out of town. I'm in a different place, different environment. It's more calm, whatever you want to call it. But then everything else stays the same.
I
Food,
mean,
training,
I
cardio.
completely agree with that. I'm not saying I'm saying for a prep wise, there's just no like in my opinion, personally, I don't think there's any reason for us to be planning vacations in the middle of prep just because like there's no you even if you're like that, you are making things harder on yourself no matter what. So it's like at least for me in terms of the stress stuff, I do agree, like usually if you're out of town, like you're going to be more calm. For me, that's going to stress me out more. Like I want to be, if I'm in prep, I want to be in that box, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just not a super big fan of trying to mold things into like prep lifestyle necessarily. I don't like making. I don't like trying to find ways to make prep easier. I mean, we all know like don't fucking load your meals up with lettuce and vegetables and all this kind of stuff just to like curb your hunger. Like little things like that. I'm not a fan of those things. Making them easier. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be hungry. But also like I don't know, man. If you can go through a middle of prep vacation and not miss at all, props to you. Then you know who cares? Like you did it, great. But for me, it's like I want variables to be as little as possible, and like going on a vacation is not gonna do that for me. I think you muted yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, so probably you didn't hear my last one. So you were saying
No,
about the lettuce thing. I was like, I did that just because Sebum said eating shredded lettuce to get shredded. That was
Sebum
my last
also
one.
ate cookies and stuff during
Yeah,
his prep.
motherfucker, hidden.
I know.
He only
Didn't
announced
say
that
that
once
till
he
after.
retired.
Yeah,
But
which is like whatever. I fuck with that.
yeah, honestly, I lost my train of thought. But no, I definitely agree with that. I wouldn't do anything like I wouldn't plan on purpose, and especially like for example, I wouldn't go to Argentina on prep.
Yeah.
For I have a wedding to go to ends of April, so if I compete, it's gonna be before that or way the fuck after that.
Hmm.
But then again, the way I put this thought in me, and it's gonna sound a little bit delulu, is I think of myself as okay, when I have to travel or when I have sponsors or whatever, again, delulu, but I would love to happen and I will make it happen at some point. They do ask you to travel for like expos or even if within the country. You see people even going into Europe now for
Yep.
sponsored traveling and everything. So if that's the case, then I need to start learning how to manage myself and my plans and everything on small travels now, so then I can be better prepared when that happens instead of being oh shit no I can't or um I don't want to.
That would be me.
I don't know much about this, but for example, Brian Ansley, he was traveling not too long ago, and he just posted a picture that I saw. How he looked after so much traveling. Of course, he didn't look as good, but he mentioned he was traveling because of that a lot. So
Hmm.
I would prefer for that not to happen. So if I can start learning habits and learning best practices or ways to, let's say, mitigate the damage or avoid any damage whatsoever, then fuck it, I'm gonna start learning it.
Yeah.
Especially here, dude. This if you can avoid stress when things go wrong, then you're 70% fixed.
Yeah, you're looking at the worst possible person at that on the planet. Probably. There's
I
probably
would say
there's
it's like,
probably worse, but
oh
why?
bro, I was so bad.
Who's? Oh, well, was so
Yeah.
you don't have the spot anymore. It's
That's what I'm saying. Is if I can get fixed, then you can too get fixed.
oh yeah, 100% working on it, working on it. It's just about a million different things I gotta learn to deal with stress with at the same time. So
It's a lot. But no,
it's
going
a
back to the
blast.
traveling, no, I would. I'm on you with that. I was saying like in the case of if something comes up and I don't know, family trip, this happens, and I'm still quite far out. Sure, I'll evaluate the options. I will say that. I would not say yes, but I would not say no. Now, if I'm 8 week, 10 weeks out or less, that's a no.
Yeah, yeah, we
That's a
can't be doing that.
no.
And any clients listen to this, don't come to me with the I'm going on vacation during prep because I'll come back with you with the okay, well we'll find a show that's after you prep or after you go on vacation.
Yeah, yeah, seriously, dude. But I mean, for the clients that are not on prep, I don't want to
That
hear
was
like, oh,
that
I
was my
can't.
initial point. That was
Yeah,
my initial point was for those people like dude, I don't think I've ever told somebody I don't think I've ever not told somebody like go enjoy yourself. I always add don't be an asshole in there and I'm always like, let's try to keep the overarching structure similar in terms of don't go from hey we're eating 4 meals a day being good like this and then we 1 meal a day and it's alcohol pizza and ice cream like let's try to be a little bit more but like at grand grand scheme I'm like
and every
go
day.
yeah don't stress yourself about food really at all because normally by that point we've built very good habits and what happens without fail every single time is they come back lighter they come back leaner and they come back a whole lot happier obviously but like I don't ever really put that much into lifestyle clients when it comes to vacation like I personally just don't think there's any point to be overly
Strict.
what I guess, yeah, yeah. Like if you're gonna go on vacation and like every day you have to worry about like, oh, did I hit my food or did I eat the right thing or whatever, like we're probably stressing too much on vacation. Like just go enjoy
Or
yourself.
missing the mark.
Yeah, I what I do tell them is you're on vacation. This should be a no brainer, but your steps should be pretty high. Like I had one dude who went to I mean he went to Italy, so like this is why. But like he was nailing like 30,000 steps a day, dude. He came back fucking like 6 pounds lighter. And obviously the food over there is far better
Much better.
quality and better,
100%.
So if you're gonna go on vacation, go out of the country and you can do whatever you want. Because he was
Bro,
eating
I
ice
have
cream and stuff.
speaking about client experiences, I have a client Aaron. Bro, he brings a whole ass like he checks a whole ass freezer on the on like he puts it as a check bag with
Oh,
all
like one
his
of
food
those
prep.
big with one of those
Yes,
big like cooler things.
yes, I fucking love it,
I
dude. He's
mean,
a machine.
I didn't even
But
think about that.
yeah, no, he puts it on and I don't know. I can't remember what he told me about like how he closes it in case like the TSA wants to
Well,
open
a
it or
lot of them
whatever.
have locks.
Yeah, but
A
then
lot of them
again,
have
if TSA
locks.
wants to open it, they will break it.
Oh, you're talking about if TSA wants. I thought you were talking about if it broke open or something.
No, no.
Yeah,
I remember he puts like the zip things.
zip ties. Yeah.
Yeah, the zip ties in it, and then like he puts one in to lock it, but then he puts more inside, so then they can relock it once they finish checking it. But yeah,
Hmm.
he brings a whole ass big cooler. He sends it a
Is he a
check bag and
bodybuilder?
travels. He is gonna prep next year, yes,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was
for
like, is that a
masters.
lifestyle guy doing all that? That's crazy.
Bro, he's a machine. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but then yeah,
Yeah.
every time
That's
he
smart
travels to
though.
Hawaii, and he travels quite often, um, and he's pretty high on calories, but he like doesn't do cardio because of his steps, and he still drops 6-7 pounds in a week. I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn. How many
Yeah, last
steps does
time
he
we're
get in a
like,
day?
huh?
How many steps does he get in a day, and
Over
why?
20,000
Why?
because of all the stuff he does.
No, I'm saying, is it like work or is he just out there walking around?
He, I believe he has some work in there, but he also goes like fishing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like he's hitting that like on the daily.
Oh no, no, no. He does. He hits that when he goes there.
Okay, okay.
That's what I mean.
I thought you were saying like daily. I have
Oh
one
no, no,
guy
no, no, no.
that does that daily though. He
Well, nurses get 20K at the very
hmm
minimum.
yeah,
Fucking insane, bro.
yeah. The guy I have doing that works. He's military. He's stationed in Italy actually, and he works really long shifts. So he's just like patrol
Yeah.
all like 12 hours of
Oh
walking
God.
basically. So it's like yeah, you're gonna put up 20,000 steps
Yeah.
pretty easy. But that's one of the biggest cheat codes ever, bro.
Walking.
Whenever, yeah, I'm
Bro,
finna.
ever
I need
since I started, like, thank you, Walter and Tessa, for recommending me the walking pad
and
because,
reading while you're walking.
well, that one I got it myself.
Oh,
But no, the steps, like, because before I was trying to either I was walking around the house or whatever, but ever since I started walking after my meals, things started feeling a lot better. I think I got that from Austin when we were over there in Texas. That little quick 5 minutes we all spoke,
mm-hmm.
and he said like he started walking after every meal too. I think I was doing that from prior or I started right after, but dude, huge game changer.
Yeah.
And
What are
then the
like
reading,
your
yeah,
what are like your top five low hanging fruits for um, anybody to throw in to start mitigating like some pretty common things that people deal with every single day? Like obviously like steps after a meal, like something like that.
like most easy things to do.
Yeah, like what would be your top five things? If somebody was like, I want to start feeling better right now without necessarily, without you building like a whole protocol for them, like
Yeah,
what would you tell a regular person to do?
I would say, well, if well, the thing is with steps, not everyone can actually do steps after a meal. Some of them
I
have
know,
are working.
I know.
But anyway, besides that, I would say first of all, sit down to eat. And I'm probably not the best one to say it because sometimes I do eat standing. I don't know, it feels good. But
I
sit
do
down
that
to
too.
eat. Second of all, don't use your phone or don't look at screens while you eat.
It's too hard.
I know, but for people that are dealing with stress and feel constantly overwhelmed and like
Which is
overloaded, like
everybody.
sensory overload, it helps. Even if it's just like 5 minutes that you're eating, just relax, go outside if you want to. And that's another one. And just don't have the screen for like 5 fucking minutes. Oh, another one. You don't need to bring your fucking phone every time you go to the bathroom to take a shit.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Do you know that actually
What
being
am I
too
supposed
long?
to do in there?
Just take a shit, wipe your ass, and get out. Do you know that there's
I take
more
my
like,
phone in there whenever I take a
bro,
piss.
bro, bro? You know you're more likely to get hemorrhoids from doing that. Yeah,
How?
because you're sitting in that
Who
position
told
for
you
an
that?
extended. Dude, look it up.
Well, I don't sit in there forever.
Well, no, the thing is, like, when you bring your phone, you're sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes. Some people, some extreme people, will be sitting down for more, and that
Dude,
increases the likelihood.
what is that? I've never understood that. Like people that will be in there for like 30 minutes. What are we doing?
They're running away from their spouses.
I guess.
Hey, I'm not joking. Some people do.
I just come in here and do a podcast to get away from Kaylee. I
Hey,
just tell her leave
that
me alone, shut the door.
that's how it is.
Yeah, no. If it's that bad, dude, if it's that bad that you're taking 30-minute shits, you should probably reevaluate who you're with.
If you're
Unfortunately.
using it as an
To anybody
excuse
that
to
has to
have your
do that.
alone time, yes, you gotta set some boundaries right there, like
Yeah,
immediately.
that's rough. That's
But
rough.
going back to the topic, five low hanging fruits. So steps, eat without your phone and sit down. But more importantly, I would say chew your fucking food.
Yeah.
Chew your fucking food. Some people are, and I'm including myself in this, we eat so fast or we think we're in a rush and we try to get so many things done that we just put food in our mouth and five, six chews later we swallow it and there's still big pieces and that alone makes our body work harder to break down and digest the food. And
Hmm.
it can lead to digestive issues later on, like bloating, constipation, fermentation of the food. You want to, so on, so on. So chew your fucking food. Spend 10, 15 more seconds per bite,
Hmm.
and then make sure it's all broken down and make it easier on your body.
Yeah.
Um, then also, so that is how many? Three?
I think that was 5
Oh, that was
steps.
five.
No phone eating, no phone bathroom, chew your food. Maybe it was 4.
Four. And fifth, drink your fucking water.
It's a
Many
very
people a
it's a very
lot.
missed one. Very missed
Mm.
one. Yeah.
That's probably the very first thing that I hear that I ask when people tell me like they feel nauseous, they feel like DC sometimes headaches, and I'm like, how much water are you drinking on the day?
Yep.
Probably like 3 liters. I'm like, are you or maybe they tell me 4 liters, and I'm like, do you sweat a lot when you're going to your workout? Yeah, I usually sweat a lot. Do you put salt on your food? No, not really. Well, there you fucking go.
I I never did that before probably a couple years ago. Like again, just I mean it's like with everything, it's lack of knowledge with things. But there was a lot. I think for me, honestly, I could tell you every single thing that well, a handful of things that I switched when I started working with Justin. That was when my life like completely did a 180 in terms of like how I felt, yeah, how I looked and everything like that. But I was pretty on top of it. I did what I needed to do. I just didn't have Justin for a coach, so there was a lot of lagging shit.
Mm.
But honestly, like my movement. So yes, I agree with you. Like steps is gotta definitely be on my top 5, 100,000%. I started, moving more, especially once I moved out of Indiana, which is a horrible place if you are trying to get yourself outside more, because there's just nothing. But
Yeah.
once I moved out of there, like it was a crazy uptick in movement. And then this would be something that I would urge everybody to do. If you came to me and were like, dude, I'm having XYZ, no matter really what your problems were, unless you have like SIBO or something, then none of this applies to you because you got a lot more shit to figure out. But if you came to me and you're like, I'm having XYZ problem, what are a couple things I could do immediately? Like, yeah, the movement in the sunlight. Movement in the sunlight is a double whammy. Like once I started doing it, when I stopped doing it, and then I start doing it again, like it's insane.
I remember you
Like
posted a story about that.
yeah, like how you feel when you just literally go outside, just like bacon. Like, dude, first thing in the morning, huge. Every client that I tell to do that always comes back with, yeah, you're right. It's the little simple shit. But the one thing I would tell everybody to do, and sure, you don't have to do this forever, and you can go back to trying to, you know, have the 80-20 rule or whatever you want, but like go a month or 8 weeks of eating 95% completely whole foods, and then obviously a variety of them. I like 2 to 3 different protein sources, 2 to 3 4 different carb sources, few different fat sources. That is going to, for people who come to me with a really bad diet or a very non-existent one, that's almost always like what I'll do off the bat, and it, even if they have some hesitation about it at first, and like, oh well, I can't eat this or I can't eat that. 9 times out of 10, number one, they end up enjoying what they're eating and they don't ask me to switch anything. Number two, it's almost instant. My energy's better. I sleep better. I feel better. Like within a week, all of these things start happening. And it's like, no shit, because that's food. So if you are having like any issues like that would be one of my number one things is like just try to. I know all of you out there who are having issues have been like, well, I'll try 75 hard, and you do that, and then you revert back to your old shit, or
I
I'll try.
hate 75 hard.
Me too. That's a whole different story. But you'll try all of these things. I promise you, try that. And if you genuinely don't feel any different after a month to 8 weeks of it actually trying and actually doing that, I will give you $5,000 because it's literally
Like
not going to
sucking it
happen.
up and actually doing it.
Yes, not like, well, a couple days a week I ate like that. That doesn't fucking work. That doesn't fucking work. You can't take your supplements a couple days a week. You can't follow your plan a couple days a week. Doesn't work like that. So actually try. So I'd
I
be
hate the 80-20 comparison or the 80-20 rule people say. For me, it's 90-10.
really why
Just because like 80-20, like
you
they
think 20's
named
too
that
much?
for like,
You think 20's too much?
yeah. Because they don't track 20% of their total weekly
God
calories.
no,
And even
no.
still, that could be quite a bit amount of calories or quite a bit amount of shitty food that could mess your digestion and everything. But
Hmm.
they just measure like 80% of the number of meals you eat healthy, 20% of the number of meals you don't. But
Yep.
then that 20% of the meals you don't, it's
Ends up
50
being
fucking percent of their
yeah.
calories or more.
Yep.
And everything goes up to shit. And it's
I
like,
agree with that.
no, that is not the way to fucking do it. It's 90-10 or lower. I don't believe in the 80-20. Simply that.
I don't
And
necessarily.
also, another thing, people have this misconception of every time you go to a restaurant, you have to eat like, or you have to
Something
order
bullshit.
shit like pasta with no protein or tacos or appetizer, egg rolls, whatever. That's why you kind of fucking hit the 90-10 because
Yep.
you eat like you order like shit. Every time I go
Hmm.
to a restaurant, steak, potatoes, and veggies, and it's delicious and it feels good and it makes me feel fucking amazing. And it's
Exactly.
how hard it
Yeah.
is.
I just started working with a guy. I'm got to finish this plan after this actually.
Yeah.
Who his job is or his role in his company is pretty important. He goes out with clients for lunch. Like he told me he
Oh
eats
yeah.
lunch with a client every day of the week. Like every day of the week, it's a meeting. There's absolutely no reason why we can't do that and not still make progress. He's not going to go there and get whatever he wants. Even I didn't even have to say that to him. He said to me on the call, "Yeah, I do this, but like I don't have to get mac and cheese or French fries." Where he's like, "I can get the clean stuff." Yes, you absolutely can. So if that's the case, like I don't give a shit if you have to do that every single day. Cool. We're not going to, and these aren't business meetings at McDonald's. Obviously, that's not a not gonna
That's not business.
even that could potentially work, but you know what I'm saying. They're going to be restaurants, and like a restaurant, no matter what restaurant it is going to have some form of meat, protein source, carb, and the fats are normally just going to be in there. Like unless you can get like, hey, don't make XYZ with oil and give me like an avocado on the side or something, which is
Which you
still not a ton of
can.
fat. So I mean, some places aren't going to have that,
No, I mean you can
but yeah.
ask the whatever meat to be cooked plain or cooked
Oh yeah,
without
yeah, yeah, yeah,
butter.
yeah. I just meant the like for me, I can't. I'm 99% of the time I can't go to a restaurant and be like, "Hey, can you also give me, a tablespoon of extra virgin coconut
Oh no,
oil?"
yeah,
Like,
no, that
you know what
that
I
is
mean?
of course. No,
Yeah,
but I mean like ordering a salad, can I have the dressing or the side of this on the side
and
or
not full
a cooked
fat
steak,
fucking
can you cook it
ranch.
with no butter? Same with chicken, can you cook
Hmm.
it plain with no butter or oil or anything? They can
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
very easy. It's
Yeah.
very easy,
And they will
and
still
that's
make it taste amazing and better than what you would do.
and exactly. So like what I did for him, and I put on there the meal that I would have put, but I made it very plain, if that makes
Mm.
sense. Literally just like a meat, a rice, and whatever. And like, so the days that he doesn't do that, he has the meal he knows he needs to eat, whatever. But the days that he does, it's like, okay, I already know what I should have, and I'm gonna know fairly what the portion sizes are, gonna be. And so it's like it's very easy for him to just look at what they have and match it to that. And even if it's not on the menu, dude, if you tell them like if they have chicken and they have rice and but it's not a meal, like, and you tell them, hey, can I get chicken and rice and veggies and fruit and whatever, they're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
So
And I would
yeah,
say even if it's brown rice, that is perfectly fine.
I
It
hate
had
brown
it
rice. It's
happen one
disgusting, but
time.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not that good. I had it happen one time that I went and the only options they had was either mashed potatoes with like butter, cream, whatever, because it was already all mixed in, or a rice mixed with like quinoa and whatever. That is fine.
that one.
Pick the rice and quinoa. If it's a mix or if it's just white rice, brown rice or whatever, that is perfectly fine. You don't have to get specifically white rice or plain potato if that's the only thing
Hmm.
that's in the plan. You can
Yeah.
still. I They didn't have a baked potato, or I just didn't ask. I can't remember. But mashed potato was a no go because they couldn't take those stuff out. I even asked like,
Hmm.
"Is there a chance that you can make it without it?" He's like, "No, unfortunately, it's already like all pre-mixed." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll just do the rice blend with quinoa. That is
Yeah.
perfectly fine, and it will still be delicious, and it will
Yeah.
still fit your macros and help you with your goals.
Yeah.
As simple as
The
that."
the thing I hated, like when I was conversating with him about that, the thing that I hated the most was he was like, all I can do that like when he was saying I can make the better choices or whatever, and he's like, I don't even care what anybody thinks or says to me about it. It's like you haven't even done it yet, and your notion is already that people are going to look at you weird. Like, where the fuck are we? Where are we as as a country, as a community? At least here, I know, like I said earlier, like other places have better food quality, and they don't, might not be as morbidly obese as the U.S. But like to have the fear of like, oh, if I get chicken, rice, and fruits and vegetables, people are gonna look at me weird. That's fucked.
That is
Like
fucked, and
that's
it
fucked up.
unfortunately happens more often than we know, more often
I
than we
know.
think.
Yeah, I did it. I remember when I was in high school and I was chubby from like eighth grade up until my junior year. I started getting pretty chubby in my eighth grade year. I'm 250 right now, 255. My highest weight before I ever stepped foot in the weight room or did any cardio outside of basketball cardio, like for school ball, was like 230, 235. I was chubby.
Yeah.
And so when I started playing football, I started hanging out with some of the guys who play football, whatever. There was this one guy, he was our D end. His name was Dylan Plant. This was one of the you don't want to line up across from that guy. Like, terrifying, whatever. He put a lot into like his nutrition. Like looking back, like it could have been a lot better, obviously, but for a high school junior, like
Yeah.
he never ate lunch at school. He always packed his lunch. He was eating the healthier shit, whatever. And like I was always like, dude, what the fuck? Like that's oh, you're eating that, whatever. Then I started playing football and started being more active and started to see like, okay, well, I'm fat, I'm slow, I'm not really athletic. So I started to take care of this and I was like, damn, I kind of want to be, in shape too. So I started to take, and then it was like, boom, holy shit, now I'm eating the same stuff he's eating at lunch or whatever. Cause you have these notions and these people who have these notions about what you're doing in that regard, like eating healthier, take care of yourself. But once they do it, it's like an, oh shit, this is why you do it kind of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's just like he said. He's like, I don't give a shit what anybody says. Like that's how you have to be. I mean, if they're gonna do that and they're 70 pounds overweight and fat and hate how they look and feel, I think whatever you want to. I don't really care.
Yeah. The high school topic, the teenage topic is kind of hard because if the parents have no idea of how beneficial it is, they are gonna be like you were.
Don't even get me started. I hate it. I mean, that's one of my like biggest pet peeves is parents
But
letting their
then
kids be little
even
fat pieces of
still,
shit.
even still, I would say teenagers and even young adults in college still don't realize the amount of power or the amount of benefits you can have on your sport by just improving your food, even if you have a help or you have a brother that does this for a living. Yeah, I'm very, very, very passionate, to not put another words, about this topic.
Yeah.
um, I My brother runs track in college and has been doing it since high school. I tried to giving him a meal plan. He kind of
Hmm.
followed it for a little bit, and he kind of eat parts of it. But now he's home, and I see him having cereal for breakfast,
Yep.
cereal for lunch, Panda Express or Taco Bell,
Yep.
and maybe whatever mom makes.
Oh, I'm a runner. I do this and that. I'll burn it
Bro, the
off.
thing
I
is,
hear that all the time.
he's good.
Yeah, and he could
Like,
be that much better.
exactly. He is that good. Currently, he has a
Hmm.
scholarship from it, I believe, or has half a scholarship.
Damn.
He almost broke national records if he hasn't already. I believe I'm pretty sure he actually has, or was very, very close. And he eats like that.
Yeah.
Imagine if he would eat a little bit better.
Hmm.
Imagine.
And
Easy,
that's the thing.
easy Olympian.
We're not taught those things. Like it's ridiculous.
We're not taught, but then also some people, what I'm trying to say, some people are stubborn and they don't even want to be
That's true.
taught.
That's 100% true.
It's like, the fact is, they don't realize, but for us that we know, it is absolutely mind blowing. How the fuck can you still do that? Why the fuck are you still eating like that if you could be so much better? It's like, I do not understand, especially
Hmm.
like teenagers. If they, the people you see making, like, looking insane in their early 20s or late, let's say 19, 18, 19 years old, those incredible physique people, is because they took advantage and they ate correctly and they trained
Hmm.
correctly when they were teenagers. The strides you make at that age, if you do things right, will put you
Yeah,
in a
because
much,
you're on like a growth rocket ship, dude.
bro, everything is sped up,
And
every fucking thing.
if you can elevate your like puberty times, bro.
I see, for example, I think Phil Viz is the one that he has a couple of youngsters, and Phil Viz, he knows a shit ton. He's a fucking
Kyle does too.
yeah. No, don't get me started on Kyle. I'm getting like more and more amazed by him as the time goes by. Seriously,
I
but
mean, look what he's done with Nick in like this amount of time.
they are very, both of them are very smart. If you have not
Hmm.
listened to the latest podcast from so Phil, Kyle, and fuck, I always forget his name. There's another very popular coach that
I
have,
know what podcast you're talking about.
yeah. So they just had Nick on the podcast. I finished listening to that podcast earlier today. Best podcast episode I've ever heard. After hours, obviously. But
Yeah.
fucking amazing, dude. The amount of knowledge Nick has and then how well they work with Kyle is impressive. But without getting sidetracked, going back, Phil, the job Phil has done with his young people without even touching PDs, because he publicly says, I will tell them to fuck off
Yeah.
if they want to start PDs. I will not take them as a client. So respect. Beautiful.
Hmm.
And the amount of work the amount of progress he's able to make them, to get them to do without anything, just by proper training and proper diet, is insane. Those kids have a huge future.
Yeah.
Huge future.
I know. And that's what it pisses me. It pisses me off when I think about where obviously it's not like I have some like prodigy genetics or physique or anything, but goddamn, dude, like the strides I made in one singular year working with Justin, it's like, dude, if I could have just done that from the jump, like,
Yeah,
and
same.
honestly, from the jump, I probably could have afforded him from the jump
Yeah.
6 years ago. I probably would have been all right, um, but yeah, dude, I hope to God if I shit on the off chance I do have children, hopefully it's a boy and he likes to lift because I will make that motherfucker
I,
a
I don't I
monster.
don't care if my kid likes to lift or not. Like, of course
I
it will
do.
be like,
You're not
Seth
my son.
Rosie and his kid.
You can get out, dude.
Have you seen Seth Rosie and
Yeah,
his kid?
yeah,
Beautiful.
I love that,
But
bro.
what I will say is, I have a very close friend, Franco. He also is here in the US. He lives here like 20 minutes away from me, and he's also from Argentina. His kids' habits are my goal. Like, those little shits eat like we do and more. Every time I cook steak, those little shits are devouring its steak. Steak, potatoes, chicken, broccoli, rice, fruit. Yeah, of course they have like snacks here and there, but their meals, their breakfast, eggs, maybe like some cereal, but they eat their meats, they eat fish, they eat
Hmm.
fucking veggies, and
You
they
know what
will
the
out. they will outrun you. They will gas you out. Those little shits.
The most important thing, I think, especially nowadays, and this is the reason because I have so much tied to this inside of my family, is it's not a secret mental health is like at the lowest of the low in this country right now.
Mm.
And that just off the bat, you not teaching your kids those things and giving them an environment to eat like that, right? Number one, they're probably going to have, even if they somehow don't get any type of mental health issue, problems at all, they're still going to not like how they look. If they actually are one of the ones that gets fat, they're going to get bullied. They're going to all of these things. So you're number one telling your kid like I don't really care if you have a worse childhood than you could. And it will be your fault and it is your job to facilitate that. So that's number one. But number two, the as we know, like the food you eat, your internal health, those things play a major part in brain chemistry and
Oh yeah,
whether you are going to have mental health, struggle with that kind of stuff.
anxiety, ADHD, depression.
All of it. So again, you're one, not educating yourself and you're telling your kid without telling them, I don't care about your mental or your physical health whatsoever. I don't care if your childhood sucks like that. At bare minimum, sorry if that's harsh, that's what you're doing. So it's like, that's the biggest thing that pisses me off. Cause it's like, like I said, I've had a lot of that, dealt with a lot of that in my family. And every person that I know that has, dealt with something mental health wise that has changed their life, got more active and got outside more and ate better, it is not gone, but it's unbelievably far ahead and so unbelievably manageable because they made those changes. So it's like if you could get a hold of that at the forefront, why would you not do that as a parent,
Yeah,
Like I don't even I hate myself that my 4-month-old puppy is still eating, what he should. And I still mix in. There's actually a whole a place down the street that a neighbor just told me about the other day that makes good raw
yeah,
fresh food for like
for
and does
puppy.
it for
Okay,
you. Because that's the thing. I don't know what exactly to give him without hurting him or whatever. So I'm gonna go do that. But even now, like even the kibble that he's eaten for a few months, I still put coconut oils in there, fruits, and I give them meats and stuff here and there. And like I won't even do that for my dog. Like, I want to take better care of my dog than some of you take care of your kids. That's crazy.
oh shit. You can probably ask
So
Justin's too. I remember he
I
used to do that.
I did, but what he told me? I asked him, and he was like, honestly, I just tried a bunch of stuff, and like I just figured it out. Like he didn't give me an answer, so I was like, all right, cool, man. Like
Okay, but
whatever.
what
But
exactly do you give him?
yeah, so but I know like what to do. It's just I don't know. It's the preparations that are a little hard because you have to like how you store it and like when you unthaw stuff and all that stuff matters because of the bacteria and all that.
Got it.
So obviously, I mean, dogs are going to be a little bit more sensitive to things, but I'm going to get them switched over here this
How
next
fun though. I
week or
mean,
two.
dogs technically their stomach are more sensitive, but they eat all the raw shit and they're perfectly fine. We eat the raw shit and we're stuck in the bathroom shitting our pants.
I don't know, dude. There's some people. Have you not seen these people online that like eat raw meat? Like for, I mean, they do it for content, but it's like, I know. So there's one page where he eats like a raw chicken breast every day, like on live and shit. Yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah. I mean, of course, fuck that.
They're
I would
gonna
never do
have
that. But
they're gonna have any all the diseases possible.
actually, I
I
haven't
don't.
seen a video from him in a while. He might
He
have
might be
dropped
in the.
out by now. He might be dead.
No, the only. And then you can
I'll eat
tell me
steak
like
raw,
we were
pretty much.
supposed. Huh?
I'll eat steak damn near raw.
Well, I love steak tartare. It's fucking delicious, and that is raw
Yeah,
steak.
exactly. I'll eat fish raw all day, obviously. Steak, I'll eat pretty much raw. But chicken,
No
hey, bro,
eggs. No,
don't do that.
no, absolutely
Don't
not.
do that. I know guys that still dump the fucking eggs in the thing and just drink them. What are we?
Salmonella. That's what they're doing. Straight up the ass.
You're stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I would. I
at the
may
end of the day, that's
understand
stupid.
the theory from what the comments like. Well, we were like in the past we didn't used to cook the meats and whatever. It's like yeah, we also used to live 20 fucking years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like
and
fucking
and I'm
hey, dude.
I'm almost 100%. I mean, I guess before somebody figured out fire, but like After that, bro, we were probably cooking shit.
Why do you think after the Discover Fire they kept cooking the food? It's like
Yeah,
fuck. But
yeah,
all right, we almost at the hour mark. You want to run one question, one last question?
yeah. If you have any, I was bad. I didn't put up my box this week.
Oh, you're good. Um, we will keep it with this one because I don't hear people talking about much. Someone did ask about pin tips, sites, injection tips, using which needle length should they use, and
Yeah,
stuff like that. And I found it like pretty interesting actually because yeah, not many people. I had to Google how to pin
this was a
myself.
huge problem for me too. Yeah, I couldn't find like
Actually,
really
I will.
anything.
Dude,
Actually, my first coach that was one huge thing I do appreciate him for. Not my first coach, my second coach sent me a bunch of stuff on that actually. Because when I started, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and he sent me like
mm,
some sites and stuff that I could look at that showed me, well, showed Kaylee where to put it, but yeah, I mean, it all kind of depends. What are you running? What are we, are we running peptides? Something we can do sub Q? Are we running,
yeah.
just one compound?
He was
Obviously,
asking more for like test and oil. So
if
I
you're,
could literally show you. You will get most of the times with an insulin needle, like half an inch, you'll be perfectly fine. That's the one that I use the most.
where you use that in your glute.
No, that's what I said. Like depends on where.
Okay, I was gonna say.
So anything below the waist is gonna be 1 inch.
Hmm.
Quads, hip flexors, or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name. I'm brain foggy. Or glutes, 1 inch. You don't need anything no longer. Anything like upper body, you're perfectly fine with a half an inch.
Hmm.
Oh, but there's the fat, so you gotta make press it, motherfucker. You
Yeah, I
you
mean, you'll
can
be okay.
you
I had
like
a nurse
actually
tell me that
fat
too.
can compress when you put the pressure on it, so you will reach the muscle. Oh, but it hurts. You're putting a needle up your body. What do you think is
It's
gonna
gonna
happen?
hurt.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
what'd you
enjoy
think it
it?
was gonna
Yeah.
feel like?
Oh, dude. But yeah.
I
Anyway,
had a
go for it.
Kaylee had a friend here who was a nurse, and I pulled one of those out, and I was like, "Come here and do my shoulder pins or whatever." And I pulled that one up. She's like, "This isn't big enough," and I'm like, "I've been doing it for months. It's big enough. Like, it'll be all right. Fucking just put it in there and
Thank God you were
squeeze."
talking about the needle.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one that wouldn't have gone that way. The other one,
Yeah. No, dude.
but
But anyway, so I used to. I know you saw me doing my chest in Texas.
hmm
You didn't like it, but
no, that's disgusting.
chest. Oh,
I said no, that's disgusting.
dude, it's so easy.
But
Chest,
that's why I said it
shoulders.
depends on what you're running though. Because if you're running one compound, if you're just on test, you're never going to need your chest. Like in my opinion, probably never going to need your chest. If you're on multiple things, you need multiple pin sites.
I would say depends on the amount more than depends on how many things you're running because you can still run 900 mix of tests for some people, and it will be much better if
I
you do
run
it more
more than
frequent.
that. I run more than that, and I don't use anything but my glutes and shoulders.
I well for
I
that's
run
four
100.
pins.
Well, yeah, I run 150 migs every. No, wait. I do point 0.6, so that's 100. Yeah, 150 migs every other day.
Hmm.
And I just rotate. Actually, I do glute, and then and then the third one I split. I'm sorry, I do 1.2 milliliters
Okay.
every other pin. So that's three. I do 300
Yeah.
every other day. So I'll do glute, you know, uh, full thing. I'll do glute full. 2 days later, glute full thing. Wait a day. Then that third one, I'll do point 0.6 and point 0.6 and insulin syringes, and do one shoulder and one shoulder. I personally have not done 300 migs at once into one shoulder yet, so I don't know if I can tolerate that well. Which I'm sure I can, but like I just haven't done it because I haven't needed to. But as soon as I put as soon as I put this Mastron in, which I mean, I hopefully I do at some point, but I'll 100% need to probably do something like chest or something.
Yeah. I asked Dom, and he said like for small muscle parts you can go up to like 1 mil, and for bigger ones you can go up to 1.5 or 2. So
Yeah,
when I was running like the peak of my push phase last time, I used to like even split on the bigger ones. But right now, I am doing. I've done shoulder. I've done side shoulder like side delt. I've done front. I've done rear, chest.
Did you do your rear yourself?
No,
I was like,
you're gonna
how?
you could, but if you have like a big amount, you just won't be able to push.
Yeah.
But then my lats, my quads, my glutes,
Mm.
upper quad. Um, but yeah,
Ugh.
just insulin syringe. You backload it. You take this out. Put draw with another needle with a big one. Put it in the back. Carefully flip it. Put the topper. Wait until it falls off. So then you don't. When you push it forward, you don't come up like comes up from the top. And then you take the air out and you're ready to go. And yeah, for anything up, just pin it and then press. And you always want to be perpendicular to the skin, not at an angle. You want to be as straight as possible against the skin. And also another thing that my sister told me, because she's a nurse right now, which this is probably something that if you have Kaylee doing it, you can do it, is for example for the shoulder, you're gonna push to the side and then inject. That
See,
way.
she squeezes, so she'll be here and she'll squeeze.
So what the reason she told me that is because when you push, you're curving the muscle. So then when the needle
Yeah.
goes out, you go straight, you put everything in. But then when before you take it out, you straighten that up, you let go. And then with the needle, when it comes out, the muscle or the needle path will not be completely straight. So that would avoid oil coming out if there was a little
Hmm.
bit too much.
I didn't know
So I
that.
think it's called oil tracking, the proper term from that. When
Mm.
you like took the needle out and you see a little bit of coming out, you avoid that. I've never done it because, of course, I'm pitting myself and I kind of do it. I don't have
Yeah.
that many hands. But
That'd be
what
cool.
I do to avoid that, though, is I keep the needle in. So, first of all, I push as far down as I can. And second, I keep the needle in for 5 or 10 more seconds.
You're an overachiever, brother.
Well, I don't want anything coming out, dude. It's like I'm
I don't
losing
really ever. Do you
stress.
have that problem a lot? I never really had that
Not
problem.
a lot, but I
Sometimes
had it a couple of times that it happened. If it happens, oh well, boohoo, you just
my
lost a point one, but we're
my
good.
first pin was the absolute worst, dude. It was the actually it wasn't my first one. It was my second one. Kaylee was at work, and this was dude. When I started, dude, I talking. I knew nothing. I mean nothing. So like for me, I'm like I did it at a certain time. I was like I got to do it at this exact time every single day, and and so she went to work, and I'm like, fuck, I got a pin. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to do it myself because she didn't have the lunch break that day or something. So I'm like, damn, I gotta do it myself. And dude, I like lean up. I'm doing my glue. Lean against the table, and my hands shaking. And like I just like jabbed it in. My hands shaking while it's in there, and I got all the oil in. But then, dude, I pulled the needle out. Blood just squirted everywhere. I texted Kaylee. I said, "I'll be at the hospital, fucking dying."
I actually never had blood squirted, but I hear people like it comes out like
Yeah, yeah.
I never had that happen.
It's never fun when that happens because you're like, damn, like now you're thinking,
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes when I used to do my glutes, sometimes it would come out a lot of blood.
yeah,
Like I would have to use
yeah,
like a couple alcohol swabs, but
yeah,
never to the point that it would squirt on the mirror or on the counter or whatever.
yeah. I think
But
those are good ones too. If you're just, if you're getting into it, number one, if it bleeds a little bit, that's normal. These are things that freaked me out when I first started. That I now my anxiety's kind of gone away. Um, if it bleeds, it's pretty normal. Unless it's like extremely profuse every single time, you're fine. That's going to happen sometimes. You're gonna get sometimes you're gonna get the knots and like maybe some post injection pain or whatever. Like when I first started, I got knots in my glutes a lot, especially when I did like a lot of not a lot, but I don't ever get them anymore.
hmm,
So at first I got them a little bit. Aspiration, you don't need to do that. Which aspiration is like if you guys look up how to pin and stuff online, a
it will
lot of
show.
times I see aspiration, and what that is you stick the needle in and you pull out first, to like make sure there's no blood in there, you're not in a vein or whatever. You don't need to do that, especially if you're in the shoulder. This is a very safe. This is why doctors give their shots in the shoulder a lot.
And they even use
Um,
an inch and a half depth.
yes, yeah. So you're good. And then the last one, the air bubbles. I thought for the longest time, if there was any little slight air bubble in there, like you're gonna die. If you
Yeah.
get any air in there, you're gonna die. The amount of air, like I had the same nurses over here. She told me like, and my buddy, his girl is a nurse, and they both told me like the amount of air you'd have to have like that whole syringe,
full of
no
air. Yeah.
liquid in it, all air, and you'd have to like pump it directly into your vein for it to like even, and then even then it's going to be iffy on whether like you drop dead or something. So
Yeah.
don't worry about
You
those
want to
things.
know actually something funny? So when I do my legs, that I have the thicker syringe with the
Hmm.
removable needle, I actually will draw like one, like point
A
one
little
or
air.
point two of air and
Hmm.
inject that just to make sure
You
that
told
I
me that.
get everything in, including the last part that's on the syringe, on the needle part.
Yeah.
I would purposely inject oil and there's sorry, air, and nothing ever happened from it. Like I didn't get any infection, I didn't get any knots, I didn't
Hmm.
get any PIP, like post injector pain, anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will
You don't really have
say,
to worry about it.
people, you will have infections. It's bound to happen sooner or later.
What do
Ideally, it
those
doesn't.
look like?
When it gets red, when it gets inflamed, when it's sore for more than the usual, and then like it's hot to the touch. I even still have them more, like not more often
I
than
just
not, but
got
every
my
once in a
I just
while.
got my first one like that this past week actually.
Yeah,
And
it
I
will
don't
it
I
will happen sooner or later.
do
It's
you think that it was exacerbated so much by being sick
it
because I was
probably
so
is.
sick at the time?
Well, you got to remember, when you're sick, your immune system goes down, and you're
Yeah.
injecting an exogenous
Histamine
substance that your body
reactions and
doesn't
shit.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
didn't even think about that.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that this is what I realized. I was doing test E, like one of the esters, for you who are not very familiar with it, for the longest time. I always felt great about it. It's a little bit thicker, but it never gave me any issues, whatever. The last vial I got, I started getting those infections on the left, like usually on my
Really?
shoulder, but sometimes my chest, and like more often than usual. So what I did was I changed to test C. Sometimes your body will react to a certain compound that it doesn't like anymore, or the oil carrier they use, or maybe the vial that you got was a little bit dirty. Don't keep using it. Don't be stubborn. Get a new one. Change the ester, whatever you want to do, or change the source. If you would like test E or test E and C, or you don't want to change it, ask someone else instead of your usual go-to. And please don't reach out to me or to Caden asking for a source. We're not gonna give it to you. We're probably gonna block you.
Yeah, don't ask me.
But anyway, change
Unless
it,
you sign up
and
as a client.
exactly, and then you'll find that you will feel much better. So now I'm taking test C, and first of all, it's easier to pass because the carrier oil they use, it's not as thick as test E, and it feels amazing. And I haven't gotten any of those infections or anything of the like. Which, going back to it, it usually happens because your body is reacting to the exogenous substance as a foreign
Hmm.
agent, obviously, and is treating it as a risk more than something that it would like to take or absorb properly. So could be
Yeah.
do have various reasons, but if it happens, don't be stubborn. Even if you just started the vial and you had it happen the first 2 or 3 times consecutively,
Test vials are
and
not that expensive. Just get a new
yeah,
one.
it's just $50.
And if they are expensive, maybe you should hit me up for a source because they shouldn't be that expensive.
Yeah, you're being overcharged, but
Yeah.
don't be stubborn. It's not worth it. And I will say one last thing: if the infection that you're doing ice, you're in the rice, the rest ice compression, elevate, whatever, you're doing heat heat pads, you're massaging the area. You should massage around the area, actually, not on top of it. And it still isn't there for over a week. Go to the freaking doctor. Easy.
Fair
I
enough.
actually heard that you could go to Tractor Supply or one of those places and get, like, I think it's penicillin. You just tell them that
Yeah.
it's for your horse and you can get it. I never tried it myself, but
That
you
and
can
some
actually get it.
ivermectin.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's where you get it, huh?
I mean, that's one place you can get it.
Oh, nice. Good to know.
I
Anyway,
just don't know if that's the kind you need.
yeah. But yeah, with penicillin, I've heard you can do that. But if not, just go to your doctor because it's better be safe than sorry if it lasts more than a week. If it happens, it will be gone in less than a week. And also, another very good tip that I forgot to mention: do not train the muscle that you pin the very next day or that same day. If you pin, yeah, no, you think about it.
I
You're
do that.
hurt.
I do
You're
that a lot.
I used to do it too, but then you think about it. You're injecting a big amount of oil. Probably you're putting a needle in the muscle. The muscle is stressed from many very sources, from having the compound in, from having a needle go through it. So if you train it, you may have nothing happen, which clearly nothing happened to you, but you are more prone to have an injury, sprain, tear, micro tear, whatever it is. So what I usually do is, if I want to pin my shoulders, I would pin them after training my shoulders.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Same with the
yeah.
quad, same with the lats. So for example, I did chest and shoulders today, so I'm gonna pin my shoulders. I did. I'm gonna do legs on Monday, so I'm gonna pin my quads on Monday. Sorry, on Saturday, I'm gonna pin my quads on Monday.
About to train after this for the first time in
Oh, it's
days,
gonna be
dude. I
beautiful.
can't. I can't wait,
It's
bro.
gonna be beautiful.
I won't be able to take my shirt off, but I can't wait.
I'm gonna put my shirt off.
But yeah,
I'm not that
man,
lean yet. But yeah. All right, boys. All right, men.
this was a good one. I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will be back very soon. Very
Actually, yeah.
soon.
So this one will
This
probably,
was
you're gonna see it on Saturday or Sunday, and we're recording the next one on Monday. So it's gonna be
yes, sir.
pretty soon. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your loved ones or your hated ones, whoever you want to send this to.
Doesn't matter.
If you want to annoy
Everybody.
someone you hate, that is perfect as well.
Yeah, send it
But
to him.
and if you got
All right, y'all.
questions or topics you want to run through, you want us to run through, leave it in the comments.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We out.
Peace out.
Peace.